Welcome back to Movies Recap. Today's film is one of those looks harmless, then hits you with twists, thrillers. Marisan. It starts as a petty crime story, but spirals into revenge, identity, and hidden motives. Here's how things unfold. Strap in, because nothing is as simple as it seems. We open with Dialan, Daya, a small-time thief with a repeat offender record. The moment he's released from Palayamkottai prison, he doesn't change course. He steals a motorcycle and heads to Kanyakumari, breaking into a seemingly unoccupied house in the middle of the night. Inside, he finds an old man chained to a window. Instead of screaming, the man greets Daya as Kumar. Taken aback, Daya demands silence and starts rifling through the house. The man introduces himself as Velayudam Pillai, or Velan. He claims Alzheimer's and that his son, Kumar, locks him up every day so he won't wander. Velan says there's nothing of value in the house, but offers Daya 25,000 rupees if he'll free him and walk away. Daya agrees, and they walk to the local ATM. But when Daya sees Velan's account balance in the millions, something in him shifts. He decides, maybe this old man is worth more than 25,000. Instead of abandoning Velan after collecting the money, Daya sticks around, uses small pretexts to stay by him, and starts accompanying Velan on a road trip toward Tiruvannamalai, supposedly to meet Velan's brother-in-law. Along the journey, Velan has memory lapses, repeatedly mistaking Daya for his son, Kumar. Daya plays along, sometimes amused, sometimes uneasy, but slowly a strange bond begins to form. Meanwhile, Daya contacts his crime partner, Network Ganesh, in a road. Ganesh advises Daya to photograph Velan's ATM cards, duplicate them, and somehow extract PINs so they can empty the accounts. But despite Ganesh's advice, Daya realizes Velan himself finds it hard to recall pins or card details. Daya must tread carefully. Gaining Velan's trust is trickier than he expected. All the while, the police are investigating a murder in the same house Daya originally broke into. That case seems linked to a serial killer who lures victims by phone calls, kills them, then disables the phone. The authorities activate monitoring on suspicious phone lines. Daya, Velan, and Ganesh attend a party in Salem. Late into the night, Velan spikes their drinks. Daya and Ganesh pass out. In the darkness, an alert is triggered. The police detect that the serial killer's phone line is active again, and the trace points to Velan's device. Velan calls Siva Selvam, a schoolteacher, demanding a meeting. At the meeting, he accuses Siva of sexually abusing underage students, then murders him on the spot. Before dying, Siva confesses that he collaborated with someone named Arun and gives Velan Arun's contact number. By the time the police arrive, the body is gone, and no clear clues remain except the phone trace linking back to Velan's call to Siva. The tone shifts to a flashback, revealing Velan's deeper backstory. His late wife, Meenakshi, was a child psychologist. She uncovered a network of men who abused young girls but were too powerful or too covert to be convicted. She collected evidence, but as Alzheimer's began afflicting her, she lost the clarity needed to testify. The case collapsed. Unable to face the injustice, Meenakshi committed suicide. Velan, heartbroken and full of rage, decides to take matters into his own hands. He keeps a diary of abusers, names, contacts, and begins hunting them one by one. To reduce suspicion, he fakes Alzheimer's for himself, modeling his behavior after his late wife's condition, so no one would suspect him. Back in present time, the killings, the phone lures, the charade, it was all part of his plan. Velan and Daya later visit Daya's mother in Salem, then plan to go to Palakkad to meet Velan's adopted daughter, Krishnaveni. En route, They stop in Coimbatore. There, Daya stumbles upon a stash of SIM cards in Velan's wallet. He also sees messages to Arun, asking for underage girls. Not realizing this is part of Velan's strategy to lure Arun, Daya suspects Velan is the predator. He follows Velan discreetly, sees him waiting at a place Arun had given as a meeting point. But no one shows up. Daya reports all this to Ganesh, convinced he's uncovered the truth. Ganesh and Daya plot to kill Velan. They invite him to Ganesh's farmhouse in Coimbatore under the guise of a party. They plan to ambush him there. On the way, Velan notices something odd. The car they are traveling in has the same hanging decor as shown in Arun's profile picture. Velan recalls seeing that identical model earlier on a day he had waited for Arun. Realization dawns. Ganesh is Arun. This is the predator on his hit list. At the farmhouse, Velan confronts Ganesh. A brutal fight ensues. Ganesh gains the upper hand and injures Velan badly. At that moment, Daya bursts in. He now understands the full truth of Velan's mission and the betrayal. Daya switches sides. In a final struggle, they kill Ganesh together. In a twist, although Daya delivers the fatal blow, Velan publicly accepts responsibility. He shields Daya as though he were his own son. Epilogue and full reveal. The film returns to where it began, the chained man in the house. In the final reveal, we learn that Velan's being chained was not due to Alzheimer's or his son. Instead, Velan had confronted his first target, a former jail warden turned predator, who handcuffed him in the struggle. Velan then killed him with the chain. When Daya broke in, Velan started the Alzheimer's ruse straight away to cover his identity and the corpse. Daya, initially a thief, ends with a transformed outlook. And Velan, the old man who'd been pretending to forget, actually remembers every evil deed he must punish. Marisan is a movie about deception, identity, and moral ambiguity. It poses something more than a simple revenge thriller. Here are some of its deeper notes. The film plays with the idea of appearance versus reality. Velan's fake Alzheimer's is a mask to hide a vengeful mission. Daya's arc is interesting. He begins as an opportunist, but gradually becomes invested emotionally. He sees the purpose in Velan's mission, and in effect, becomes his disciple. The narrative also questions vigilante justice. How far is one justified in going when the legal system fails victims? The false memory trope is handled as both a cover and misdirection, keeping the audience unsure of who is manipulating whom. If you think about it, the title Marisan, which in mythology refers to a deceptive golden deer used to mislead, fits perfectly. A symbol of illusion and distraction.